let's face it, whether you're a mom of a 2-year-old, a mom of a 30-year-old that may or may not be living on your couch, you know, like, let's face it, we have some boomerang children often and all those other things. The momness never goes away. The caring for other never goes away. The sense of emotion and requirement of taking care of others never goes away, right? And most women that come to our time period, or not ours, you're younger than I am, but my time period, is we're finally here and we're like, oh my God, thank God. Hopefully most of them have made it, right? I have a moment, and we don't even know how to take the moment because we don't know how to let go of the responsibility, or at least put it in the appropriate measure. So how do you help people start to unpack this? Like,
So, the very first thing that I do is I get very curious about their language, the power of the spoken word, the power of our language. People really underestimate how this can correlate with literal physical symptoms and dis-ease in the body, or feeling this like we're constantly just go, 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 or we're overworked and we're burnt out, or we're not filling up our own cups and we're giving to everybody else. There's lots to unpack there. I get very curious, but the first thing I do is we talk about language. And so, what this looks like, how I start people with this, when somebody comes to me and I say, okay, tell me what your goals are. What would you love? What do you want to get out of this experience together? Oftentimes, they will say things like, I don't want to be in pain anymore. I don't want to be bloated, or I don't want to be so tired all the time, or whatever it is. But if you listen to that language, there's something called away from versus toward language. So that is all
mhm.
away from language. There's a pain point, something they don't like. And this can happen in other areas of our life too. I don't want to be in debt anymore. I don't want to keep attracting losers into my life, whatever it is. They're trying to get away from that pain point. That is away from language. The thing about the subconscious mind is that it doesn't register things in the negative. So if I ask you to not think of a purple elephant, you're immediately thinking of a purple elephant. And so the same type of thing can happen with our language. If we're constantly in that away from language, with that using these away from motivation strategies, what happens is we can keep looping and people can continue to anchor in the things that they don't want. And so when they say that to me, I say, thank you so much for sharing that with me. And what would you like instead? Because what I'm wanting to do is switch them from that away from language into toward language. Where are we heading? Where are we heading? What do you want instead? Some people, when I ask them this, they start crying because nobody has ever held that space for them. Nobody has ever allowed them to dream or to have permission to state what they would actually love. What do you want instead? And some people, this is actually very hard for them, is because the away from motivation strategies are so ingrained in their mind. They'll say, I don't want to be in pain anymore. Amazing. What do you want instead? I want to wake up and not be in pain. Like they don't mean to, but they keep it's so ingrained. They're not conscious of it. They're not doing it on purpose, but it's so ingrained. And so, first of all, switching from that away from language into where are we going instead? You can think of this as like a carrot and a stick. Are you constantly trying to get away from the stick? Or can we think about getting more closer to the carrot? And so, and people, this is such an aha first step for people because they are blown away when they start getting aware of their language at how often this happens. Even little things throughout the day, like, hey Betty, how you doing today? And then people say, oh, I'm hanging in there. Oh, I'm doing okay. Or listen to that language. Well, if we continue to use that language, we're going to continue to hang in there and be okay. Is that what you want? If that's what you want, then great. But if you want something more, if you want to have more bandwidth, more energy, more productivity, whatever it is, then let's get curious about our language. Or same thing like, oh, this work project is killing me. Listen to the language. Is it actually killing you? How can we reframe that? What do you want instead of this work project killing you? What is the outcome? Where are we heading? What's the carrot? And so this is a whole process that I walk people through. And just as like a takeaway for the listeners to get started in this, a little bit of tasking here, if you're open to it, is anytime you notice yourself saying something in the negative, in this away from language, ask yourself, what do I want instead? So you write down what you noticed you said. So, like, I don't want to be in pain anymore. Ask yourself, what do I want instead? I want to be able to touch my toes again, or whatever it is. What do you want to do? What would you love? And write that down twice. Once to kind of cancel out the negative, and once to now re anchor in where we're heading instead. And that's always the first step, is to think about language.